Thank you for tuning into The Speaking Edge. This podcast aims at creating your personal life university to help you grow. I would request you all to watch, share, and subscribe to the channel so that we are motivated to bring to you real life stories, the best conversations, and spread the knowledge of life skills we wish our education had taught us.
I was all of 12 years at that point of time, and we were left homeless.
God is giving me goosebumps. How did it all start?
At the right time, at the right place.
I always believe that when people go through adversities in life, they become better leaders.
Leadership is not just a title. Leadership is about creating an impact.
Fast forward 12 years to 16. Where were you standing at when you were 16?
The people who are going to most benefit from AI and the innovations that it is going to bring are the people who are open to learning more and more.
I disagree with that. My guest today is Krishna Singh, a powerhouse of purpose, strategy, and impact. From scaling startups in over 100 countries to building global consulting communities and leading on the front lines during disasters. Krishna's leadership isn't just about titles, it's about action, empathy, and vision. With 24 plus years of walking the talk, he's proof that real leaders are forged through challenges. Let's dive into the moments that shaped his journey and the values that kept him grounded. Hi Krishna, thank you so much for being here. It's my honor to have you as my guest today. I know you're a very close friend, but I have always seen you more like a mentor. And thank you. I know you will give many takeaways on leadership like we discussed. So let's start.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on your very popular and very precise podcast, The Speaking Edge. And I'm honored to be here on your show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Krishna, I've heard stories about how you started your business and how you've come all the way. So let the audience know, how did it all start? Like, what sparked your journey of business? Where did you grow up? Let's hear it from you.
Okay, so to start off, this question is really a boomerang for me, because what is going to come out is really something which is hidden deep inside me, and very few people who are very, really close to me know about this. So all throughout my childhood, I wanted to become a doctor, right?
Doctor?
Yeah. Until 1992, when our family got involved in some riots, we actually got sandwiched. And I was all of 12 years at that point of time. And, we were left homeless, me along with my family, of course. And that was when, it taught, I started feeling and acting and, with responsibility. And that was when I thought that, yes, this whole, weight of responsibility, not in terms of a burden, but I started seeing it more as a responsibility or a mindset. Because I knew that my actions and whatever I was thinking, whatever my mindset was, is going to impact the people who are around me, right? And I believe that it was that moment, in 1992, that shaped what I am today. That propelled me, shifted me from maybe a professional career like a doctor, or maybe in the Air Force or something. These were fancy, professions that I was inclined towards, to a career of business, right? Because I wanted to build something, rather than just follow a set routine. And I think that was the momentous occasion for me in 1992, when I was just 12 years old. And that occasion also told me that leadership is not just a title. Leadership is about creating an impact and rising from tragic occasions as well. So leadership can also, come out of tragedies, like it happened in my situation.
So my next question was going to be that, but you've answered it. So I always believe that when people go through adversities in life, they become better leaders. So like you said, that adversity changed you and made you a better leader. So how do you think your leadership qualities came out, in what ways, after the adversities you faced?
I won't say that the leadership qualities came out. I would say that the leadership qualities showed itself. right?
Okay.
And it gave me an opportunity, to be a better human being. Because a leader is not only about what you are doing, to yourself and for yourself. A leader is all about people around you, about the situations that you face,
Truly believe.
and how you deal with those situations, how you improvise in those situations, and your decisions. What are the decisions that you are taking in those situations? Leadership is all about all these scenarios. So when again going back to 1992, when I finally decided that I would follow my own thing, and I would only get into business. After that, I started behaving. I started living life in a completely different way, right? And I would say like a leader. And I was more and more inclined towards leading teams, supporting people, supporting all my other classmates in school, college, and so on, and so forth. And it was like I started enjoying life more and more, I think, more than anything else, right? And I did my first solo trip when I just cleared my 10th exam. So you can just imagine the kind of transformation, just the shift in mindset brought in me. So of course, adversity can lead to rise of leadership skills, leadership mindset, but it also shows a path towards freedom. Because I believe that a true leader is a free leader. A leader is able to take decisions freely and can follow any path that charter. And they also are very mindful of the people you are actually leading, the people who are all dependent on you, the people who are dependent.
So you mean your team leaders?
The team leaders, the causes that you support. So everything is, you need to be mindful of all those things, right? And so this is how a true leadership come forth. Adversity is of course the necessity ingredient to bring about good leaders to the fore.
Wow, amazing. So tell me something, fast forward 12 years to 16, where were you standing at when you were 16?
Where I was standing when I was 16? I think I probably was leading. I remember quite well. While I was 16, I was in my, I think, 11th standard, and me along with some of my friends had invented something, and we went to places. We won all the local, national, and zonal awards. I still remember it happened in the Birla Industrial and Technological Museum, BITM, and me along with some of my friends, like I can name them, Sudeep, Sunana, and all of them are very successful right now. So we had invented a machine, and we're very proud of it. So that entire year, when I was 16, it went with us taking part in exhibitions all around the country, winning almost all the awards that we participated in. And that again propelled us propelled at least me to whatever I am today, and whatever decisions I take after that, in terms of innovation, in terms of having my faith in research and development, always trying to find new things. I became a voracious reader at that point of time, because I was hungry for knowledge. I was hungry for more and more new things that are going to come in the future, not things which are there at that point of time. So 16 was very momentous. Since you raised this out of the blue, I just remembered that yes, that was the year.
Because I truly believe I can't ask you 12 to now. So 1992 to 2025 is a long journey that you've come. So let's go step by step. So 16, and when did you start your first business?
Again, that was. I remember I was in college, and I was seeing all around people scrambling for question papers and for their kids, for their examinations. Right now, it may seem very normal that it is all over the net and you can easily access, but at that point of time, it was really difficult. Y2K was approaching. I remember the year was 1999. So that's when I was all of 19 years old, and I started my first venture. But if I think of it, my entrepreneurship started well before that. When I was 16, we invented what we now know is a multi-billion-dollar machine.
Oh.
And we lost it because we didn't file for the necessary patents, or we had no knowledge of filing for the necessary patents, and that's what propelled me towards my first successful venture into intellectual property rights, right, IPR. And so one thing leads to another, and then you find and you take those opportunities as they come, and you be at the right place at the right time, and also you have a positive mindset, you have an open mindset to soak in whatever comes, and utilize those opportunities. So yes, that was my first venture when I was all of 19. It didn't succeed much, but yes, it established a very strong foundation for me for all times to come. So after that, I again created an algorithm for wealth management, for stocks. That was the year 2001, and it was during that time when I first coined the name of my brand. It was Goldfin.
Oh, that was pretty young then.
Very young, 21
you were
years.
Very young.
And
you still have that name, right?
I still have that name. I still have the logo that I designed in paintbrush. Right. At that point of time in 2001, the only tool I knew was paintbrush, and I designed that logo of Goldfin that you see now. Was designed by me in 2001. I have kept it as it is till date. And after that, many ventures, many things. I dabbled into tea. I dabbled into a lot of things till today. I'm a consultant, and of course I won't speak much because you don't want to jump to 2025. So
yeah, let's wait. So you just said being at the right time at the right place. I disagree with that. I really feel if you have the right kind of mindset, it wouldn't matter where you are, what time is it, you will still carve your path. Don't you agree?
I absolutely agree. And I also don't believe, at the right time, at the right place, because successful leaders create the right time, they create the right place. So I also agree with you.
Yeah.
So my statement of being at the right time, at the right place was, if you are a true leader, if your mindset is open, you create those right opportunities, you create those right timings, and you don't wait for things to happen. You actually make them happen, right? With your openness towards, opportunities, your openness towards learning. That's very important. Many people think that I will do with whatever I have now, but you won't believe that till today I maintain a very strict routine of studying for 1 hour every day. I'm reading a book. Between 10 to 11 is my time when everybody has gone back to their rooms in my household, and so I have something or the other to read, or something or the other to research on, and this is one routine I've not changed ever.
Your self-growth time.
Self-growth time. That's the me time. That's the introspection time, right? And that's a quest for more and more knowledge. And I believe that that is one ingredient that is very essential. If any entrepreneur or any student who is hearing this podcast, or anybody for that matter, if you want to grow in your life, whatever you know now, whatever whatever your knowledge level is right now, is going to be redundant. Everything depends upon how hungry you are at this point of time, today, for more knowledge, for more growth in your own personality, in your own knowledge base, in your own understanding of the cosmos, which is changing, which is changing with every second.
Rapidly changing.
With AI and all, I think decades are now compacted into seconds or minutes now. So it's all the more important for people not to reduce their hunger for learnings just because AI is there to answer most of your questions. But in fact, to increase it. Because remember this, even today, the people who are going to most benefit from AI and the innovations that it is going to bring are the people who are open to learning more and more. You have a fantastic tool, but you have to learn how to use it. If your knowledge about the world, if your knowledge about the world we live in is very limited, trust me, you won't be able to make any use of AI at all.
You won't survive. I think with AI coming up in such a, rapid way, I think people who don't have that quest will not survive.
Absolutely, absolutely. And even without AI, suppose if we take AI out of the equation, it is very important for one to keep on learning. And if I have to set one task for students, for entrepreneurs, for business owners, big or small, successful or struggling, is that set out at least 1 hour every day for learning. If you can do this, nobody can stop you from succeeding eventually. And because that's what matters. It does not matter that whether you are struggling right now or not, whether you struggle for 4-5 more years, because struggle is a process, is one of the steps to success, right? It's not a hindrance. It is how you overcome that struggle, how you overcome all the hindrances that you face. And what is going to help you to overcome is the knowledge that you gain, right? So, okay, do whatever you are doing to, recover or to overcome those hurdles, but set out 1 hour, one pure hour where there's no distraction, and your focus is not on the hurdles, but on pure learning. If you can do that, and if you can do that consistently over a period of time, you will see that you will succeed.
That's a wonderful tip. Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like reading books is one. What else can we do?
Reading books and what I do, I'll tell you. So during our normal working hours and normal day-to-day life, we come across a lot of articles. We come across a lot of interesting things. What I do is I keep on saving them, right? I keep on saving them. I obviously, if I'm doing some work right now during the day, I cannot just distract and shut that down out to view a very interesting video that has just come up on my screen. What I do is I save instantly. I save and I organize all those things. I organize them. I label them as business or lifestyle or learning or science or futuristic, like that. And I do that for something I have seen in YouTube. I do that for reels. Interesting reels also come up. It's not that only useless reels are there.
I never thought you would watch reels ever.
No. So what happens? The fun thing, the good thing about the current technology is that once you get habituated to looking at the kind of reels that you look at, the technology will throw the similar reels, kind of reels
to you. The algorithm runs
itself. Absolutely. So it will not throw the useless reels that you are not watching, right? But it will throw more and more interesting reels. So, if you open my phone and if you see Google, it has all articles about technology, about future, about innovations in business, and all those things. It will not be speaking about politics. Of course, geopolitics, yes, because I am very interested in geopolitics. My line of business, it is very important for me to understand where the world is going, what war is happening, what kind of impact it is going to have on my clients' businesses, on my business, and so on. But apart from that one aspect, my YouTube and the notifications are filled with a lot of innovative things that's going to come, and I save them. And the time I open them is between 10 to 11 at night. So if I am reading books, I'm reading books. If I am watching a video, I'm watching that video. I don't watch only 2 minutes or 3 minutes of that video. I make sure that I complete them.
So anything that gives you information or updated sources can be watched, learned in whatever way.
And it can be on history. It can be on geography. It can be on astronomy. It can be on astrology. Anything. Yeah.
So should that cater to your own personal interest, or should you still push yourself to go out of your comfort zone to study about something that's...
Of course. So your own personal interest is very important. But you should always, like I said in the beginning, that you should open yourself to more and more opportunities, right? If you're not open to new ideas, if you're not open to new fields, then that new field, something new will just pass you by and you're just...
So this is something I need to learn, because I am not at all interested in AI, technology, innovation. So I think I have to push myself and go out of my comfort zone.
Absolutely, because see, new technology is not present in silos. Whatever business you are in, new technology is there to support you.
Yeah.
If you are open, it will support. If you are not open, it will just pass you by, and then you are thinking that how come some other competitor has crossed you, has bypassed you, and you are still there. And it is because you have not allowed that new technology to touch you, right? You have not allowed that new technology to, learn from it. I'm not saying that completely change your worldview.
Yeah.
Learn from it. Take whatever good and best is there, to learn from it, and to acclimatize your own business, to change your own, maybe even if slightly. But do not let that new technology, that new wave, that new air to pass you by. Never do that. Because if you do it, history has shown that companies who allow that to happen, they have just fallen by the side. Yeah.
Survival of the fittest.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you said when you went through adversities and when you had to face things that you had to face, your leadership qualities surfaced itself. So that means you believe that you were born with leadership qualities.
Interesting. I think I don't think I was born with leaders. And I also don't think that leadership is acquired. I think leadership is more about a culture. So yes, if culture can be acquired, then leadership can be acquired. And leadership is about what you do when nobody is watching, right? That's and the same thing we talk about culture, right?
Yeah.
That culture is what you do when nobody is watching. So leadership is the same thing. So if you are not a born leader, or if you think that you don't have leadership skills, all you have to do is to get the right culture. Right culture in terms of how you behave with people. Your decisions, your actions impact everybody that is around you, whoever you are. And that's why I said that everybody has the potential of a leader. So everybody is born with not with leadership, but with the potential of being a leader, right? So everybody has that potential. How it comes out, it all depends upon situations. It all depends upon how you act, and how you react to situations. And for example, a housemaker, a homemaker. A homemaker is a leader. And I've found the top kind of leaders are homemakers, because they are juggling with all kinds of responsibilities. They're excelling in most of them, right, without making a fuss. So in the evening, they are teaching their children. During the day, they are also doing some profession or some job. I've seen doctors. They are lady doctors. They are doing all the same thing. They're doing everything.
So many roles.
And if you just transpose, if you ask a man to do the same thing, I don't know. I can be biased here. I think most men will fail. If asked to, at least I'll fail. I know that if I ask to do the household chores, look after business, then in the evening again save some energy to teach the children, without making a fuss, without being angry, and take care of everybody, and still take that call from office, amazing. So I think homemakers are some of the best leaders I have found. So it is all potential, and if somebody breaks down from that potential, is not able to take the opportunity, soak in, I think that's when that differentiates between a potential leader and a leader.
So firstly, on behalf of all the women, thank you so much for calling us great leaders.
Absolutely. Thank you. I think we men folk actually should thank the women of our families, of our society, for all that we have done. And India is still a evolving economy, an evolving society. And the more and more we men folk realize the importance of women in our lives, I think the better it will be as a society, and we'll progress much faster.
Thank you so much. And I think we need more men who think like this. Because earlier, I know we've grown up in generations where, women were leaders in their own way and yet not recognized a lot. But yes, now I think it is changing. The trend is changing. So yes, Krishna, talking about leadership again, coming back to that point, because that's my favorite topic when I speak with you. Do you think a leadership can be a good mentor, a good businessman, or a leader can be like walking on the road? A common man can be a good leader as well, even if he doesn't have, big businesses and doesn't have major roles in life.
Absolutely. Leadership is everywhere. Like I said, that everybody is a potential leader, right? So when you see a teacher teaching with all, humility, with all the power to students, and they are creating leaders of the future. So they are leaders because they are somebody. Just imagine somebody creating an APJ Abdul Kalam. By the way, he's my ideal leader, and all the great legends that have come out, they have got legendary teachers. So what would you call those teachers? They are leaders, right? If you see somebody really creating an impact in their own field, whatever field there may be, it can be a student, it can be somebody in their own profession. They're all leaders in their own right, and leadership is how you are creating an impact in whatever you are doing. Right? It's not only that you are a political leader or
The CEO of a big company.
CEO of a big company, etc. No, it's not like that. Whatever you are doing in whatever field you are, whatever profession you are, be you are in business or you are a homemaker or you are a student, you can have leadership. Like I said, that I knew that I was a leader when I was in school, right? So my entire, and for me, the meaning of leadership is not, that I stand in front of the podium and start speaking and everybody will clap and all that. No, the meaning of a leader is the kind of impact my decisions, my actions have on the surroundings, right? It should be that how people feel when I'm around them. Do they feel confident about themselves when they are around me? So if that happens, then that means I am a leader, and I think that I have been able to create that kind of impact, whichever room I have been, right from my school days till now. Yeah.
So when you walk into a room, I feel a good leader demands respect, has that aura that people tend to look up to him. But why are the other people on the other side? Why are they not there walking into the room to make a difference? If they're born, everybody is born a leader, you said. So why are they on the other side of the spectrum?
Like I said, that everybody is a potential leader. So it depends upon how you convert that potential leadership into true leadership, into actual leadership.
So how do you convert it?
So I believe that the problem happens when people get embroiled too much into themselves, right? Because a leadership is not about you. Leadership is, like I said, about the others more than it is about you. So when you have a potential leadership and people mistake leadership to me, myself, that's when they are not able to cross that line between, from potential leadership to true leadership. True leadership is when you stop thinking about yourself and when you start thinking about others, right? And
so being selfless, you would say?
Absolutely. So a leader cannot be selfish. If anybody you see, he is into top position and he is selfish, thinking about himself, although I doubt, maybe he is just putting up a face of thinking about himself or herself. But I believe that a true leader, a successful leader, is one who does not think too much about himself and thinks a lot about his surroundings. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, you think about your employees, your colleagues, and and so on and so forth. Just I gave the example of a homemaker. What does she do? She seldom thinks about herself.
Yeah.
Rarely. She thinks about everybody else, the children, the husband, in office, about the work, and she excels in everything. And the one time maybe she thinks about herself, she does something about herself, is when nobody is watching.
Yeah.
Right? So when you have to do something about yourself and nobody is watching, and in public you are thinking about everybody else but yourself, I think that's leadership. And that's one line I think potential leaders do not cross or are not able to cross, because they mistake leadership to I, me, myself.
I feel being powerful.
Yes, it's yes, and it's not about power. Leadership is more about responsibility. It's more about accountability than it's about power and showing power. So
I love Simon Sinek and what he speaks on leadership, and he always says leaders eat last. So that's what you said, that you have to prioritize people around you if you are a true leader. So that's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
And So what drives you, like when you get up in the morning every day? Now that you're established, I'm talking of now you're successful. Let's go back to 2025 now. Let's come to 2025. So what drives you every morning when you get up? What drives you?
I think the very thought that you are going to impact people around you, I think that fills me with a lot of responsibility. A sense of responsibility and a sense of excitement. That yes, today I'll when I go out, I'll show up, and that's very important for a leader, to show up in full presence. So if I'm talking to you, I put my phone down, and I'm giving my full attention to you. So when you stop not present, when you start being present, when you start hearing with full attention, I think that's one of the traits of a good
the other
leader.
and I'm a communication coach, so I know I always tell the other person, you have to look into the person's eyes and
Yes.
talk.
Yes.
That person has to understand that you are interested in listening. So listening is like I say, always say, listening is more important than talking.
Absolutely, and that's the proportion in which God has given us, right?
Yeah.
2 ears and 1
2 ears
mouth,
and 1
right? So you should always, respect that ratio. And like coming back to your question, so when I wake up, I do not check in into the world. I check in into myself, right? Maybe 10 minutes every day I do that. And while I'm still in bed, I just sit up. I do my, morning exercises, and I'm just reflecting. And I'm reflecting into what impact I'm going to do today. What are my, so I check in into myself means I do not set my task, just not the task, but also the people whom I'm going to meet today, the kind of impact I am going to create. I'm not saying that kind of impact I might create, because I am always open to the opportunity of creating that impact, on the people whom I'm going to meet today. So that actually excites me more than anything else, and that starts my day. So just you can imagine, if you can start your day not being thinking about yourself, but thinking about all the impact that you can make on others. Trust me, if you can start doing it, and you will stop doing anything else.
So has that been your driving force all along?
I won't say all along. I think this I picked up maybe 10, 12 years back. And ever since then, I have calmed down as a leader, as a person. Earlier, I think previous to that, I was very reactive to situations. But now I have learned the importance of strategic silence. So I know when to just strategically be silent and
use both your ears than the one mouth.
Yeah, and sometimes use the ears and keep my mouth shut. And I think that has helped me. And I have stayed away from negativity. That's me. I dislike negativity of all kinds, right? Maybe because myself, I am full of positive thought, positive thinking, right? From the moment I wake up till the time I go to sleep. So the last 10 minutes of my waking time during the day is spent on, paying gratitude to life itself, to God, and to all the people that have met during the day. All the people that have actually impacted me. So if I am impacting anybody's life during the day, it's the other way around. So actually, the excitement that I get, the satisfaction that I get, that actually is impacting me.
Yeah.
So, gratitude, I end my day with gratitude, and again, that fills me with a lot of energy to again wake up the next day and start the whole thing.
So you have wonderful habits like, checking in with yourself, gratitude, self-growth, giving that 1 hour. That's, I think, a wonderful tip for the audience. Because people think that, okay, fine, all throughout the day, they're reading something here and there. But focusing that 1 hour on self-growth, I think that's a wonderful tip.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, if you are not focusing on your own self-growth, you won't learn all these things.
Yeah.
I learned all these things because I focused on that 1 hour of learning every day. And, I learned new things. I learned what other good leaders, thought leaders are. Simon Sinek, you took that name, and is one of my favorite, authors and thought leaders. And, I have always followed him and others, John C. Maxwell about marketing, Zig Ziglar, so on. And the more you open yourself by, giving that 1 hour every day. So if, just for the audience, I think you can start off small, maybe 15 minutes every day, and you'll like it. And then you'll increase it to 30 minutes and then 1 hour. I think that's the optimum time you should spend on yourself, on personal grooming, on your enhancement of your knowledge. That will bring out all these things that I have, shared.
So I believe life skills should be taught in school. Education is important, I'm not denying it, but life skills I think takes you a long way. So they should be taught in school. Do you think leadership is a life skill, and should it be taught in school?
Oh, absolutely. I think leadership should be taught more as a culture, like I said, than a subject.
So I want to go back to that. I couldn't get my head around culture. So when you say culture, what is culture?
Culture is what is actually a subject. A subject puts you into a structure, into a routine, right? For example, I'll go back to the school setup where you said that can leadership be taught in schools, and I said that leadership should be taught as a culture rather than a subject. So, for example, when it is taken as a culture, you actually allow the students to give them the freedom to actually think, to do projects, fail, not make a huge lot of fuss about that failure, learn from those failures, learn from their mistakes, come out of them and create success stories. And here success stories does not only mean that completing a project to success. It also means that learning from it. That also is a success, right? Either you learn, you don't fail. Either you learn or you achieve whatever it is. So that's why I said that it is more of a culture thing. If you go to Japan, recently I've been to Japan, and this is what I saw there. They were doing everything precise. Even the trains run. It's like famous that the trains run at
by the clock,
by the clock, by the second. And you'll find Japanese men and women going about their jobs with pinpoint precision, right? And but when you see that their leadership, their behaviors is more about the culture they follow, the cleanliness that they follow, the diets. Hardly you will find any Japanese men and women fat, or diabetic.
Yeah.
So what is
speaks of the culture. Yeah,
it speaks of the culture. It has been imbibed in them right from their small age, childhood. So in school, coming back to school, if you are able to give the students the freedom to learn, do things, take responsibility, learn accountability, and also learn that whatever they do is going to impact the decisions that they take, their actions. It will have consequences. So if they come about this knowledge, if they learn about this, that's leadership. And you cannot teach them. You have to let them, I'm just having goosebumps just imagining this, right? Because if they can actually feel this, if they can actually do it in a practical setup in their schools, and then they realize that, yes, whatever I do will have an impact on and have consequences. The moment they realize this, that's a leader being born in the school setup.
Because not everybody is, I would say, lucky. Not lucky to go through the adversities, but not everybody is lucky to learn from adversities or learn from their failures. Some just, I think collapse. Some just feel that failure has broken them down and they never, they maybe try to get up again, but not succeed in it. So I think once that culture is rooted in schools itself, I think we'll have more leaders.
Absolutely.
Going along.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So now we've spoken about schools, we've spoken about culture. Tell me one time in your life that you failed miserably, which I'm sure you have. Failed miserably and you thought, no, I cannot go ahead. Has there been any time like that?
I think no. Not going ahead has never been an option for me. Failure, yes. I have many failures, multiple failures. In fact, I have failed more than I have succeeded. The number of times I've failed has been much, much more than the number of times I've succeeded. But I have been open to failures. right? And that's what entrepreneurship is all about. If you're not open to failures, you will not take the right risks that needs to be taken for any kind of innovative business, right? And anybody who thinks that, okay, I'm doing this and the only way this will end is success, I think you are that's when you break down, after you fail. So I do not start from that standpoint. I plan, I execute, and I succeed or I fail. If I fail, I do a proper debrief about, what went wrong. Maybe I was ahead of time. Maybe things didn't work out. Maybe my assumptions were wrong. There can be a number of factors. But not taking the risk because of the fear of failure is actually fatal for any entrepreneur.
So good leaders have to be risk takers.
Absolutely, and have to be calculated risk takers. And you can do, and that's why you see everything comes together. The gain of knowledge, the learnings that you are constantly taking up, because you cannot take calculated risk if you are not updating yourself with the new technology, with whatever is happening around the world, and what is the need, because you have to solve a problem. So if you cannot identify what the real problem is, you cannot actually get into that. So, for example, suppose you see a problem and you think that, okay, this is a problem and I can solve this problem, and that's a business. It might be that somebody else has already solved that problem, right? And if you are not open to learning, if you're not open to researching deeper into that problem, that means you are setting yourself to failure. And that's where I said that set yourself up for success, learn more and more. Okay, have a good product or service, whatever you plan the execution well. But if for any reason you fail, then do not, you should be satisfied that you have actually followed the whole hog. You have followed the process, you have followed the learning, and at the end of it, you have come out not as a failure, but you have come out enriched. And maybe your next venture you'll not make the same mistakes, or you'll fill those gaps that has been responsible for those failures.
Okay.
So I think failures and adversity for a leader is actually all jewelry. You should be acceptable. You should accept all of it with elan and
grace.
With grace. Yeah.
So what are the 3 skills a true leader should have? Like, you deal with leaders, you have a CEO of companies that you meet, and definitely more people. So what are the 3 skills you look for in a person to be a true leader?
I think, and these are my own core values, that I live by every day. And I found that very successful leaders have these 3 very important ingredients in them. Now, number 1 is integrity, right? So you cannot take shortcuts. I will not take shortcuts if it compromises long-term trust.
Yeah.
So that's the number 1 thing I found in very good leaders. They are very high on integrity. Second is empowerment, and that means that you are not realizing that you are actually creating more leaders. You have to create more leaders than more followers. So empowerment and proper delegation, and delegation not from the point of view of getting rid of a task. Delegation from the point of view of empowering your team and trusting that team that they will be able to do the job, better than better than you. And last is clarity. See, ambiguity brings fear, but clarity brings freedom. So a good leader, a true leader, has to be very clear in the mind, and I feel that's one of my core values, one of my things that I always am. I'm very clear. There's no gray area that I operate from. I cannot operate from any gray area between 0 and 100. Either it is 0 for me or it is 100. And I have found these 3 qualities in successful and true leaders that I have met with over a period of time.
And what are the kind of like communication skills or decision-making skills? How important are these?
Yes, communication skills are very important, but a lot of people think good communication skills are when you are able to speak very fluent in any language, or No, it's not that. I have found that people who do not have a good command and control over the speaking, over the language, even their communication skills are very good. And you yourself are a fantastic, one of the best communication coaches I've seen.
Thank you so much.
Across the globe. And I'm sure you'll agree that good communication skills is being able to communicate successfully what you actually mean to the other person who's
That is
listening.
what a communication is. People get it all wrong, but yeah.
Absolutely. And they think that it's all about having the best vocabulary, having the best
Flair for the language.
flair and
yeah.
all that. Okay, you can be a good speaker, but a good communicator is one who is able to successfully pass on what I am thinking, to the other person in one shot. If that happens, you'll find somebody on the streets selling golgappas, and he or she is able to actually communicate,
Yes.
the values and the ingredients and you've seen such success stories coming
Yes.
up. There have been chai walas who have been successful. There have been vada pav walas who have been successful. They are good communicators. They have been able to communicate their product so pretty well to their audience, to their target audience.
Yeah.
And companies spends lakhs and millions in getting the right communication, getting the right message to their target audience. Just go to the streets and you'll find them. The best communicators are just lying there.
And I always feel they don't fear losing. They don't fear हो जाएगा. What is there to fear? क्या है?
Absolutely.
कौन क्या बोलेगा? What is there to lose? Actually, I think they're not scared of losing
So
anything.
aren't they the best risk takers?
Yes,
right?
yes,
So
absolutely.
So if
Because
they
उनके
are
पास
the
खोने
best,
को है क्या,
कुछ
they
नहीं.
think, yeah.
And if they are the best risk takers, they are the best businessmen. Given the right opportunities,
Yeah.
I think they will flourish as better than most businesses who have chains, hundreds and thousands of outlets all across the world. They can do the similar thing.
So I think we should do research studies on them and understand what works. So yeah.
Why not? And we'll see if you research, most successful retail chains have started this way.
Yes.
They started with one outlet, maybe
Yes.
with one small
Yes,
outlet
yes.
from a rented place, or maybe in a garage.
Selling two items.
Two
to start
items,
with, yeah.
one item, and then it flourished. And so what is it? It's the same thing.
Yeah, mindset.
Yeah.
Comes back to mindset, I think.
Absolutely.
So, Krishna, one question that I always feel is when leaders, when you talk to leaders or when you see leaders, they come across as very strong people. They have a very strong and firm aura around them. But we're all humans, end of the day, and we go through human experiences. And I'm sure we all go through some major human experiences, some do, some don't, that derail us completely. So, would you like to share any such experiences in your life?
Not many. I think leadership is human. Being human is leadership. A robot won't be a leader, right? So we have our emotions, we have a soul, and that makes a leader what a leader is. So many instances have been there in my life which has shaped, the way I think, my mindset, and everything. And one such incident was when I had actually, grown to some extent, established my leadership in my field, and all of a sudden, I was hit by my entire office getting burned down,
God.
overnight. And all my investment, all my earnings, till that point, that was, the beginning of 2008. That was 2008 January, when my office, along with the entire building, got burned down. And it was almost as if I was brought to the starting line once again. You have started a race.
Oh my God, it's giving me goosebumps. How?
Yeah, and even now, when I think about it, it actually gives me also a lot of goosebumps and a lot of emotions, and not always negative emotions, because I like I said, I try to stay away from any kind of negative emotions, but positive ones, from the sense that I always take those situations as opportunities for maybe something higher, and this is what happened in 2008 when my entire office got burned down. In fact, many offices got burned down in that Nandram market fire in 2008. And, for 3-4 days, that building was burning. And with that, a lot of emotions were running among everybody that was involved in that, whose offices were burning, and I was one of them. And I was always thinking about that incident when in the middle of the building burning right on your face in front of you. That was a busy thoroughfare in Calcutta, Brabant Road, is also called CIT Road, New CIT Road, and a lot of thoughts comes, and if you are a leader, the thought that should come to you or that will come to you is what next, right? Where do I go from here? What do I do? Does everything I've done till this point of time, does everything get negated? Do you actually start from the starting line once again? When you
Which
are
you
about
were starting, I think, at the starting line once again.
Yeah, but if you think of it, it's not that you are. What is an office? What is a business? What is leadership? Leadership is not in brick and mortar. It's not there in your office. It's there within you, right? Leadership is not because of your office. It's because of some office space you have. A leader can be born out of a street also, as we discussed previously. So you have to realize, and I realized that at that point of time, that it was not that office which was a sign of my leadership. It was all within me, right? So I was carrying it, and I was outside that fire. I was not within that fire. I was outside that fire. And when you have that realization that you are not actually within that fire, all the leadership, all the all your assets are intact within you. It's then that you realize that actually you are not going to start again from the starting line.
I can't even imagine thinking like that, or even deciphering what you must have gone through and thought at that moment to have this thought.
Yes, and again, to have this kind of thought at that point of time, you have to be a leader which actually can think very clearly, right? And when you know that your real asset is not in a building, it's the same thing in our families. Your real asset, we see that we build a very luxurious life, good big car. Are those your assets? No. Those are not your assets. It's your family members, your husband, your parents, your kids. Those are your assets. And until that time that your assets are intact in front of you, happy, successful, I think
end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And you can shift your house, you can get over it with it, you can get bored of it, but it's your real assets that matters. And when it comes to an entrepreneurship, when it comes to a business, the real asset lies within you if you are a leader, right? And that's when, if that realization comes to you, that's when you know that any such kind of adversity, all of a sudden, some event hits you, and you can be rest assured and you can be calm with the knowledge that the real asset, the real thing is within you. That's the true leadership.
But to have that kind of a fortitude when you're going through something like that, it's easier to speak, but when you've dealt with it, and
and not only did I deal with it, but I also actually imbibed it. We actually opened my next office within 3 months of that. We rebuilt it very quickly, and we regained our market leadership also within a couple of years of that. Of course, you get a setback. It's not that, let's not fool ourselves by saying that, okay, everything is, you don't start from
everything
scratch,
is rosy,
everything is rosy. You have to struggle. You have to give. In Hindi, there's a word called ahuti, right? So entrepreneurship, let's not, let's be clear that entrepreneurship demands a lot of ahuti, a lot of sacrifices needs to be made. And some of it has to be made by your family as well. And I'm sure very successful leaders, their families do make a lot of sacrifices.
And I think their support definitely, helps in becoming who you are.
Yeah, and we should not just call it a support. We should call it for what it really is, sacrifices. Your family sacrifices, their happiness, their time, the time which you could have spent with them. You are spending building an office, building a business, right? And you should always treasure that. You should always give proper due respect and gratitude to all your family members, be your kids who have sacrificed, who long to be with you on those weekends, and you are not with them because you are trying to build something up. So, it's very important to know your why. True leadership starts with knowing your why. And that's where, I always talk about intentional leadership. By the way, that's a very important chapter in the book I'm writing. Of course, it is not a new concept. It has been written about by thought leaders a lot. But I'm trying to see, and I'm trying to write about it from a different angle. And intentional leadership is all about how...
This is the first time I'm hearing such a term, intentional leadership.
It's beautiful because you lead with purpose. You are not reactive. You don't lead and being reactive with situations. And when you are intentionally, when you are an intentional leader, you actually know the purpose of whatever decisions you take, whatever actions you take, right? You know the impact that is going to create, and you are intentionally doing those actions, taking those actions, and you are intentionally making those impacts, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I have found that leaders who have been intentional leaders, they create long-lasting impact because they know what they are doing and they know why they are doing. That's the most important thing, and that's why I urge your readers, your viewers, to read the book Start With Why. Again,
Simon
Sinek.
Yeah.
It's one of the best books I have read.
Yeah.
And if you want to start your entrepreneurship journey and you want to actually know where to start, is the book you need to read. You need to know your why. You need to decide your why. What problem you are solving? Why are you solving it? Right? This needs to be clear in your mind before you can just even begin. And if you are starting with why, I think you are an intentional leader and you are actually taking decisions on purpose rather than being reactive to situations. So such
Amazing.
kind of adversity, can actually bring out the intentional leader in people.
So I didn't know you're an author as well. So what's the name of your book?
Still, it's I've not decided yet. The book is, I think, 70-80% complete. I've been writing it 3.5 years now, 3.5-4 years now.
Oh.
Yet to complete, but you can suggest, or maybe your viewers can suggest in the comments in the podcast, what can be a book on leadership where everybody can be a leader, where you can be a leader, where what makes a good leader and how an intentional leader can create lasting impact. Because I believe in today's day and age, it's intentional leadership is what is required most. Where with wars going on around the world, with tariffs being thrown left, right, and center, I think it's intentional leadership which is going to take the world forward, right? And certainly your business forward.
So looking forward to reading your book very, very soon. And viewers, please let's give him good names for his book. And if he likes something, then maybe we'll get some royalty.
Absolutely, why not? I'm always open.
Okay, so we've spoken about leadership. We've spoken about whatever goes around being a good leader. So to wrap up, I would want to know, who was your role model?
I think I grew up idealizing Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam a lot. I've read his books and I've followed him quite keenly. And whenever he used to appear on television sets, I used to leave aside everything and just awestruck with his aura and with his humility, because that's what actually set him apart. And he proved that you can achieve. See the kind of impact he has made. He has made science so much aspirational, so much easy for people.
Yeah.
He has achieved so much for the country. And yet his humility stands out. And he proved that you don't have to be a loudspeaker. You don't have to make a lot of noise. And you don't have to be really, show your power to become a true leader. And that's why I think till date, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam is somebody whom I idolize even today. And I ask my kids also to, go through him. I intentionally make them, go through his videos or read his books and so on. Yeah.
And what's your favorite quote on leadership?
There are so many. I think there's so many quotes, and there's one quote I have given myself, I coined myself, and it is delay in decision is delay in success. I've been known to people who are close to me, and I always believe that you should not fear and you should not take time in taking decisions. But that does not mean that you should take hasty decisions. But delay in decision is delay in success. That's my quote. And I think a quote, I remember Rosalind Carter, wife of former US President Jimmy Carter, where I think it was something like, you don't, a leader takes, it was something like that. I'm not quoting the exact quote. A leader takes where you want to go, but a true leader takes you where you ought to go. You might not like it, but a true leader takes you there. That's one of the quote that had a lasting impression on me, and that actually creates the intentional leadership mindset that I have. Whenever I come across people, and when I know that yes, this person can be something, and that person does not realize it, I can be quite pushy. Yeah, there.
I have been on the other side, I know. Thank you so much. Thank you, Krishna. It was such an insightful conversation. And I just can't thank you enough for all the important tips that you have given to be a good leader. I'm sure our viewers and audience will benefit from this, and we'll see more leaders coming in the future. And I hope schools are hearing this. An educational institution should start something on leadership. Thank you so much. Thank you, Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you.
Thank you.